If you're a woman in your 40s and you struggle to relax, you struggle to trust people, you can't ask people for help, and you have massive issues with boundaries, it's not actually a confidence problem and you're not doing anything wrong. What's happening is your inner girl, which we call your inner child, is actually working through you. And she's remembering some of the things that happened when you were a child, when you didn't feel safe. Because you don't feel safe, you are somebody that overthinks everything. You are that person that is always overthinking and your mind never stops. So you go to bed at 10 o'clock at night and you'll be on your phone, you'll be Googling stuff, you'll be having a look for things, and you're constantly always trying to just think and think and think. And it's like when you go to bed, your mind becomes so active, correct? You are that person that also struggles to trust. You're somebody that says, well, they need to earn my trust. That's actually a sign of a betrayal wound deep inside you. You're also that person that spends time planning the worst case scenario. So no matter where you are right now and you're feeling okay, because your inner child is the version of you that is always, oh my God, what would happen if? And I just want you to take a moment right now. Have you ever said that? Have you ever gone, oh my God, what would happen if? If you're also that person that feels responsible for everybody's emotions. You are that person that is that gatekeeper. You're the person everyone comes to. And when someone says to you, are you okay? And you will say, I'm fine. That doesn't actually mean anything. That just means right now, I'm fine means I can't cope right now, but I'm going to just say I'm fine because it just gets you away from me. If you do that, again, I want you to know that that is your inner girl, because she can't take on anyone else's stuff. So when you're saying things like you're fine to people, what you're actually saying to somebody is, do you know what, right now I really can't deal with your stuff, so I'm just going to say I'm fine, because actually I do want you to ask me, but I don't actually know what's going on with me, so I'm just going to say that I'm fine. And I bet you're also that person that can't ask for support. You're that person that dare not ask anyone for help, because what if somebody lets you down? What if you feel vulnerable? Because when you're asking somebody for help, you are making yourself vulnerable. And if you didn't feel safe as a child, you never learned what vulnerability is, or you would have been vulnerable and someone would have told you to grow up, stop being stupid, or whatever it was. Again, this is your inner child coming through you. And let's say, God forbid, you're a woman and you want to try and slow down, but you can't, and you go, 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 and you keep going and going and going. And it's like you're on some kind of mission, right? Okay. And if you even stop for a moment, you feel absolutely guilty. And you do all of the things that you do. And yes, some people might say that you're Superwoman, but honestly and truly, it's because when you were a child, something happened that made you feel not safe. And the person who should have made you feel safe, that was Dad. So if you grew up in a environment like I did, where your dad was missing or dad was in and out of your life, then you didn't have stable masculine energy. And I bet you watching this video right here now, you're that person that is, I don't want a relationship with men. Men are hopeless. Men are useless. I don't want anything to do with men. Yes, because you didn't have safe masculine energy when you grew up. If you'd have had a dad that had made you feel safe, and what should have that looked like? Your dad should have been the person that you should have been able to turn to. He should have gone to your matches, your games. He should have taken an interest in your school reports. He should have been, hey, honey, I'm going to make sure that you're safe. Your dad would have been that person, ultimately, if he was a safe masculine when you were growing up, that he always had your back. He would have been the one that you would have got on the lap and had a cuddle with, let's say, for example. He would have been the one that would have allayed your fears. He would have been the one that would have helped you plan. He would have taught you what it was like to trust other people, because that is the masculine role. The masculine role is to help you feel relaxed. But if you grew up like I did, with a dad that was, very controlling, then you learned that masculine energy was very, very unsafe. If you grew up though with a dad that was very permissive, so if mum was the person for you that was wearing the trousers, if mum made all the decisions and dad was the nice one, dad was the cuddly one, you learned that masculine energy isn't safe. And that's why you do what you do. That's why you overfunction. That's why you continue. That's why you are always on the go all of the time. Because that little girl inside of you, she just cannot rest. And that's why it's important just to mention this little guy here. Okay? So I want you to know that actually this guy here, this is your inner child. His name is Smudge and he is a reparenting bear. Okay? I am somebody that helps people just like you. I teach you how to make yourself feel safe, and it all comes down to you communicating with this little girl here. Now, maybe you have your own bear at home, okay? Maybe you have a toy. Is there something you can grab where you can actually start to make yourself feel safe? Because a lot of people will actually say that inner child work is doing this and doing that. Whereas actually, for me, honestly, when you are going back to the past and you are digging up those memories over and over, honestly, you are re-traumatizing that little girl inside of you. I want you to think about whenever you've sat in talk therapy, and I'm not saying it doesn't have its place, because it does. But what I am saying is, when you think about talk therapy and you're digging up things, can you feel that anxiety inside of you? Can you feel that you just want to cry and you just don't want to go? And what happens in talk therapy when you're not making yourself feel safe because you're spilling everything out? You've got that small little girl there, and I want you to know she is always watching you. Your inner child is with you 24/7, but she's the one running the show because she doesn't feel safe inside of you. So, what does that look like? Because I bet you're watching this video and you're like, Kel, how do I actually make her feel safe? We start off with something very, very simple. We make sure that we see our inner child on a very regular basis. And I would strongly recommend that you would, go and get yourself your own bear, or find something, find an object or something, if you can't end up talking to her in your head. But what you do is you start spending time with your inner child every single day. That number one thing, that is going to make her feel safe. Because if you're one of those people that you've watched those meditations or you've done those visualizations, but you are intermittent and you are in and out, do you know what's happening? You're causing your inner child to feel more unsafe because she doesn't know when you're coming back. So, number one, the first thing you need to do, visit your inner child every single day. If you can do it in the morning and if you can do it at night, brilliant. You are on to a winner. Because the minute that you start working with this little girl right here, okay, you're literally going to start to feel a lot more safer, because predictability and routine creates safety. So the more consistent that you are with your inner child, the more you're going to start to make her feel safe. And guess what? That's going to be mirrored out in your reality when it comes to safety. And if you are somebody that also struggles with trusting people, that comes because she doesn't trust you. So when you do spend time with her, let her know when you're going to see her again. And I teach this in a lot of my videos. When you first start working with your inner child, tell her your name and tell her your age. I promise you, she does not know who you are. She has no clue. She doesn't know who you are. She thinks that you are 4, 5, or 6. Do activities with her that are going to make her feel safe. Your job is to become the inner parent that you needed back then. That's where it's called healing your masculine energy. And this isn't about blaming your dad. It's not about, your dad should have done that, your dad should have done that, whatever. This is truly, honestly, about you can do this right now. You can actually learn to reparent your inner child, and that's how you're going to feel safe. So what does reparenting look like? It looks like this. Smudge, I want you to know that you don't have to hold everything together. I want you to know that you are safe with me. I want you to know that you can trust me. And I want you to know that it's going to be okay. I know that you feel unsafe, and I'm sorry that you felt that way for however long you felt. But I just want you to know that I'm here now and that I've got you. And I promise, whatever happens going forward, my role and my responsibility as your inner parent is to make you feel safe. So that's how you reparent your inner child. You make sure you go and see them on a regular basis, and you do activities and you do things with them. And you learn to start talking to that beautiful little girl inside of you, because she's the one that is making you feel the way you are. And it's not your fault. That anxiety, the anxiety you feel, that's her. That's her saying right now, in this moment, in this second, I don't feel so good. I feel really anxious. Think about the last time that you felt anxious. Was that you? Was that the adult? Or was that the little tiny 4-year-old girl inside of you going, right now, I don't feel so good? That's how anxiety is playing out in your life. I hope this video answered a lot of your questions. I have created something called Get Started with Your Inner Child, which means you can actually meet her today. You could actually start working with your inner child today. And remember, she just needs to see you on a regular basis, because when you start showing up for her, then, only then, are you going to start to make yourself feel safe. make sure you subscribe. I've got loads of other videos to make for you because I'm using what I did and how I healed. And that's what I teach my clients, and that's what I'm going to teach you in the coming videos.